that I'm old enough to start mellowing. But the truth is the truth, and I hope they can accept it. They're not going to like it. They may be middle-aged, but they're still my children. They may be middle-aged, but they're still my children. And I didn't write this. I didn't write it. I wish I had, but I could have.
Oh, okay.
Even though they think they don't need my advice, they need it.
We're all objecting to the middle age part.
You know, they thought you should have started valuing 50 years ago.
Because who else is going to tell them to order the green salad instead of the fries and call your mother? A phone call wouldn't kill you. I may be your middle-aged, but I'm still, they may be middle-aged, sorry, but I'm still their mother. And even though they don't want me to give them advice, I'm giving it. Yay! Thank you, Carol. Because who else is going to tell them periodontal disease is no laughing matter? And shave off that mustache, you look like Hitler. They may be middle-aged, but they still could listen when I tell them that when they serve cocktails outdoors, it's best to use plastic and not glass. And when I tell them email thank you notes are not thank you notes. And when I tell them it never hurts to pay a compliment. And when I tell them that they may be middle-aged, they're my children. They're still my children, and I'm still their mother. So there. Yay. All the mothers, I hear it from all the mothers.
For all the mothers here.
Now, I didn't write this, but again, I could have written it. I won't take growing old sitting down. I've lived my life with enthusiasm, courage, and passion. Why on earth would I want to grow old gracefully? Why would I want to be Whistler's mother when my whole life I've wanted to be Mae West? Let's face it, it's about as likely that I'll become calm, serene, and dignified as I age that it was that I'd be prim, proper, and sweet in my youth. Growing old gracefully is one of those phrases we've heard so often we've internalized the concept without examining it. I've decided that as I age, rather than becoming contemplative and introspective, to become disruptive and boisterous.
I see a presidential run on the
Not only am I not going gentle into that good night, I'm not going gracefully into the late afternoon. I don't plan to rely upon a cane. They say that you brandish a cane. Well, in one hand I will, but in the other I might start carrying a flask. It might contain gin and it might contain Ensure. What it contains is beside the point. What it matters is that I'll have a cane in one hand and a flask in the other. Anyhow, I might also begin to dispense some of my possessions to the children. Oh, they don't want them. Please take this handmade quilt. Grandma's going to buy some sheets at Bloomingdale's. It's absurd to think that when you're supposed to spend all your time sitting quietly as you're old, while people tell you dull stories about their kids, their dogs, and their gallbladder. It's simply a lack of imagination that makes us view old age as a time of life when people are worried about what will get stuck in their trachea. When I was a girl, I was told I wasn't supposed to be ambitious and competitive. I didn't listen then, why would I listen now? When I'm being told essentially the same thing, a version of sit down and be quiet. It's easy to say that what I really want for my birthday is to be surrounded by loved ones and to have my health. But what I truly would like to have is a leased Ferrari and a month at the Waldorf. If I'm lucky, I still have some time to make those plans. On his deathbed, my father preferred Prosecco sipped from a straw to chicken soup. He was a good role model. Like him, I'd rather be a legend than leave a legacy. Rather than grow old gracefully, I want to grow old gaudily. So, that's that. And as far as, now that was for my children. This is the last, the remembrance of my marriage. Though it's hard to belong, we believe we belong together. There's something between us that's stronger than all of the strains. For better or worse, we believe we belong together. I'm gonna cry. And sometimes it's stardust, and sometimes it's stopped up drains. It's been far from ideal, yet we feel we belong together.
You're gonna have to read it because I can't see it.
In spite of the tears and the tough years. Sorry.
Breathe, breathe.
Yeah, we belong. We've done more than make do in sickness and health. We believe we belong together. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And sometimes it's skylarks, and sometimes it's stomach flu. Perfect match, we were wrong. Nevertheless, we belong together. We're counting on laughter and trust till death do us part. We believe we belong together. This may be the closest it gets to paradise, and sometimes we still get a glimpse of paradise.